Right, I got a neat little 410 slug video for you here today. The reason I say neat is because these are some interesting, dare I say, rare cartridges in 410. So some of you might be familiar with these. What are these? Barnaul or some? Let me see here. Yeah, Barnaul, Russia. Ooh, I shouldn't have said Russia. Now they're going to demonetize me. Anyways, some of you might be familiar with those. They come in those metal cases. I don't even know if they make this or import this anymore. But I found these at a local gun shop for $1 a shot. So I was like, heck yeah, I haven't seen those in over a decade. So I'll grab a box of those just to make a little video of. So you can see, like I said, metal case, slug down in there, 97 grain, 6.2 grams. So that would mean this being 7.5 grams. That's going to be a little heavier. I think those are like 110 ounces. I don't know. I'll do the, or sorry, 110 grains, 110 ounces. That's like a tank shell. But I'll find the stats on that and throw it up as, for grains. So these kind of just look like the Winchesters, but obviously they're not. There's a slug down in there. I thought it was interesting. These are, I forget where they're from. It's like, I don't know. I'll find all that and put it up. It's got all kinds of interesting details on there. Turkey, maybe it's trying to say there. That's kind of neat. They list it as a 36 gauge. So anyways, Rossi youth model single shot 410. I believe this is a 22-inch barrel. I'll look it up and throw it up on the screen. So we're going to test these out. I got my Chrono with me, so we'll get some Chrono results. Half scale, roughly, silhouette targets. Do a little 25-yard group, maybe 50, depending on how well it shoots. And I also brought my gong, so I'm hoping that I can smack that around at about 50 yards and maybe further. We'll see. So we're going to test the velocity on these and also the accuracy. If you notice, the price on these, pretty ridiculous. So if you want to support the channel, make sure you check out that thanks button that's under the videos now. Alright, so I'll start out doing the Chrono reads. I'm going to start out with this since I got 25 of these and only 10. For some reason on the rifle range, I don't know if it's the angle of sun out here or what. On the pistol range, I usually don't have an issue getting reads, but sometimes I do on the rifle bay. I'm going to start with the, oh, shoot, whatever you would call those ones. The little red ones there. YAF Servano series. And then, yeah. Anyways, I'm going to start out with those. So if I do have issues getting reads, I can get adjusted and start getting reads before we switch over to those metal ones that I don't have very many of. Hey, those were pretty consistent. So we're getting reads. Go ahead and switch over to those metal cased Barnaul rounds. Click, no bang. I'm assuming light primer strike. Maybe these have a harder primer. I'm going to give it a minute in case it goes off and then pull it out and inspect it. Yeah, so that's very light strike. I've never had an issue out of that shooting any shotgun rounds, you know, Winchester, Remington, what have you, out of it. Never had one fail to go off. So it's got to be the primers on these things. I believe I mentioned in the beginning of this video, though, these were basically, they were designed, at least from my knowledge, to run with those Saiga shotguns, S-A-I-G-A, I believe, and if I'm pronouncing that correctly. So I'm assuming that those probably have a more robust firing pin system, spring, what have you in it, so they probably strike harder. So I don't know if this little thing is going to get them to go off. So if you hear a bunch of clicks before a bang, that's why, because I'm just going to keep pulling the hammer back and dropping it until it goes off. Hopefully that'll get them to go off at least after a few hammer strikes. So it does not look like these things are a very good option for any, you know, traditional 410 shotgun, be it single shot or pump, because these primers are apparently pretty hard. We'll see how it goes. I try that first one that failed to go off again, and I'll just keep striking it until it does. Unless it refuses to, then we'll try some others. Well, now I have another issue. It's stuck in there. It will not eject. And I don't know if you can see it, but the primer's pushed out a little bit too. So now I'm gonna have to get I don't even know if I have a rod on me. We might be done here. Gotta get this shell out. I guess I'm gonna have to start including that in my, some of you are gonna be like, well, duh. Start including that in my range bag. Bring a rod for things like this. But just for a reference, from 1/5 ounce Winchester 410 slugs, I get 1700 feet a second as well, but I believe that is still a lighter slug than these. Alright, well, I found that stick over there and got it out, so there doesn't appear to be anything wrong with it. It's probably just, you know, the metal expanded just the smallest amount, so it got stuck in there. And this being a single shot, it relies on this with a little spring to kick the shells out. So maybe if we had a pump with a little extra force, we could cycle the action and get it out, but it's sticking in my single action here. But I'm gonna see if we can get 2 more over that. I'm probably gonna have to knock them both out with the stick, and I want to get this done today and get some shots down range, so hopefully that little stick will keep working for me. Which, by the way, I will be, thankfully, with it being a break action, I can look straight down the barrel of that thing, so I will be inspecting and blowing through it after sticking that stick down there and make sure there's nothing in the barrel, because that would be bad news. Alright, let's try again. Alright, those 2 went off and did not stick in the gun. I don't know why. We got reads off of them, and then the Chrono immediately switched to error after getting the reads. But with that being said, we can see that those are coming around the 1700 feet per second range. So these last 2, they got good strikes. So I don't know if that one primer was super hard for some reason, or if my gun that's never failed me for some reason. I mean, I don't see how. It's a pretty, you know, we're empty there. You know, mechanical contraption that's locked back, you pull the trigger. I don't know why one strike would be harder than the others, or heavier than the others, or stronger, or whatever terminology you would use. So I'm going to go with that one primer was real hard for some reason, because those are good strikes there, good deep. But it didn't look not even half that depth on that first one. Plus they got stuck on that first one. I don't know. But so here's what I was talking about with those primers pushing up. All 3 of them did that. I can't find a third one for some reason, but none of them come with it. You know, it's flush like it should be. But after I'm firing them, the primers are popping up a little bit. So I don't know. I'm just hoping that's not due to age, because I know it sounds odd, but if you research it, you can find it. Sometimes older ammunition will actually get hotter, basically. As it sets, it becomes more powerful, and I couldn't even begin to explain that to you. But it's been documented and proven. You know, sometimes old ammunition, it depends on how it's stored. That's what affects it one way or the other. Sometimes you'll get crappy rounds and duds, and they'll burn dirty, and you'll have lower than average velocity. But sometimes, again, depending on the storage methods, I believe it can be the other way around, where you're getting extra pressure and extra firepower. So that may be what's going on here. I'm not sure, because I've never really watched anybody shoot this stuff, and I doubt there's another Chrono video out there to see, you know, if I'm getting higher than average velocities. But if you guys know of one, definitely let me know. So what I will tell you is those things are nasty. My barrel was pretty clean, and actually just 2 shots prior when I showed you down the barrel, I'm pretty sure it was cleaner than that. And I know I came here with a clean barrel, and it's just all kinds of gunk down through there now. So I don't know if it's because it's where it's from or because they're so old, but they are definitely burning pretty dirty for me. All right, so I got my target set up there, about 25 yards. The rangefinder says 24.7 yards, so 25 yards there. I'm going to start out with these ones and just do a little 3-shot group. Keep in mind that is a single front bead sight. Nothing on the rear to line it up whatsoever. So not the most precise rig. With that being said, in a previous video, and you can check it out in the 410 playlist if you want on the channel, I was able to take Winchester and Remington slugs out to 100 yards, hitting this thing over and over. No problem whatsoever. Didn't even miss, I don't think, maybe once. But so after I can see what these things are doing and where they're hitting, so I can get an idea of where to aim, I'll probably do 50 yards with the gong there. And then I'll also set it out there at 100 and see if we can hit it a few times. All right, don't know what you can see back here, but we'll definitely go down here in a second and see where they're hitting, but I will try to zoom you in after a few. Maybe you guys can see them from back here, I'm not sure. It's not a shoot and see target, so you may not be able to see it. Not sure, well, not sure about the second shot, but the first one definitely hit pretty close to center mass there where I was aiming. A little low right. Take a few more here. Well, unless they're all three touching. I don't know. Let's go check it out. I really doubt that, but with my eyes at least, I only see that one hole, so not sure where the other two went. Let's go find out. Okay. It did that shotgun flyer thing. We got two right on top of each other, making an upside down heart there, and then one went way low, hit the very bottom. I'm gonna send a few more, see what happens. I want to see if any more drop down here, and since we barely hit the bottom there, I don't think that was me. Instead of putting the bead here like I was, I'm gonna aim the bead right here, and we'll see what happens. I want to take a few more to see if that was just a fluke or what, but I am gonna aim, instead of here, up here a little higher. Let's just do another 3-shot group and see what happens. Hey, that's looking like a good... Oh, wait, never mind. It was. Got two center there where I was aiming, and then one high right there. Wait, what the heck? All right, what is going on? How do we have all those holes? It must be... did I shoot 4? 5? I don't know. I only shot 3. What is going on here? It must have some sort of... the sabot or something coming down and striking this. So I was aiming here, guys, and we got, you can see, like, I don't even know what the shots are now. What the heck is this? So that's definitely got to be the wad or sabot or whatever. Hole here, hole there, and yeah, so those were the first 3. Get out of here, fly. Or however many, 1, 2, 3, 4, but I don't know how to explain that. I'm going to go with these were the 3 shots because I was aiming here. So it's sending some... Usually you don't have a problem with the wad striking the paper at this distance. So I don't know. They must use a different kind of wad that is still traveling with some decent velocity and accuracy clear down here to 25 yards, I guess. All right, we'll try these Barnauls now. I'll go ahead and zoom you in so maybe you guys can see something I don't, in case we have that multi-hole thing going on again. If this thing would hold still, it's probably going to move on you guys again. Alright, well, I was going to say we were doing good with these. They were all going off and ejecting, and now this one didn't go off, so Here goes the second attempt. And it's stuck. So something to do with whenever the primer doesn't go off, the same ones are the ones that are sticking too. Ah, that one didn't go off either. Second hammer strike still did not go off. Here goes the third. Finally went off on the third strike, and it did eject. And no problems with that one, so it seems they're just kind of hit or miss, at least in this gun. Alright, let's see what I did this time with these. So same hold, 6 o'clock hold on that center ring there that's black. And they grouped pretty well. Seemed to shoot better than those other ones. 1, 2, 3. However, it was hard to tell with the other ones because the see, we got kind of the same thing here. Only one of the wads hit out of these though. So yeah, like I said, hard to tell with the other ones because there was multiple holes from every other shot, but these are definitely grouping good, and they're going right where I'm aiming with a 6 o'clock hold. So those should be good for 100 yards. I mean, the point of where I need to hold might change. That'll be the only reason we miss, but I'm going to get it out there and see what we can do. Well, that is about a 3-inch group. So at 25 yards, so that means at 100 yards, best case scenario, that's going to be a 12-inch group. So yeah, I don't know. That's 16-inch, so we'll see. Might get a few hits on it. I'm going to put it down there at 50 first and hit it with some of those red ones before we try for 100. And yeah, I know 410 shotguns not designed to shoot 100 yards, but we're going to do it anyways just for fun. All right, I only got 4 of these left, so I will go ahead and use 2 at 50 just so we can kind of compare how these ones hit the plate compared to these. So I'll send a few of these at that plate, 2 of these at it, and then the other 2 I'm going to save because I'm probably going to be doing a gel test with both of these and comparing them to other slugs too in the near future. So I want to save a couple for that. So we'll send a few of these, 50 yards, steel plate, 16-inch. 2 of these just for comparison. Hopefully I don't miss, and then that's it for those. And then I'll take it out 100 and shoot at it with those at 100 yards. All right, you should be able to see that gong roughly center screen. Zoom in after a couple hits. I'm basically just going to put the bead dead center on that plate. See what happens. So you should be able to tell that was a hit, no problem. Okay, we'll zoom in now. They're still hitting pretty fast and pretty hard. So now we'll try 2 of those Barnauls, the metal ones. Alright, I painted it up so we can see the hits better. I have my GoPro down there, so I'll include that footage as well. So it's white now. And we're just going to send some of these down. Now, since these are a light load, I'm probably just going to put the bead at the top of that plate to start with, and we'll see what happens.
So at this point in the video, I was trying to shoot 100 yards, obviously, but for some reason I was visualizing that 3-inch group that we got from the Barnaul, thinking that that's how tight of a round I was shooting, forgetting that I was shooting the YAF, which got 5 to 6-inch groups, the best that I could tell at 25 yards, which by anyone's standard is absolutely horrible. Like I said earlier in the video, I had no problem shooting 100 yards with Winchester and Remington rounds. Like I said, check it out in the 410 playlist on the channel. If you don't believe me, it was not an issue. It was easy. It makes sense that if I was getting 5 to 6-inch groups at such close range of 25 yards, that I really had no chance at all at 100 yards. So I'm just gonna splice in the GoPro to footage of that real quick down there and cut to each shot, just in case you would find it interesting with the slugs hitting the dirt, and one of them did hit the plate. But there's no sense in watching this footage other than that, because it was just a catastrophe.
Well, so like I said, yeah, accuracy pretty horrible. I kept holding the same spot once I realized they were going high, and man, especially that last one went clear off to the right over here. That's horrible. So those things are no good for 100 yards. And like I said, make sure you check out that other video. I had no problem shooting Winchester and Remington this far accurately. So yeah, those things are certainly not worth the $50 I paid for them. But unless you're finding them dirt cheap just to mess around with, or for maybe home defense, I guess, because it's going to be close range and it doesn't matter, I'm going to waste my time on them. And one of these shots, I'm going to go with this one, was 357 Magnum. There was a guy up there that offered to let me shoot his 357 a few rounds, so I did that. May or may not have included that in the footage, I'm not sure. But whoever you are, if you're watching this, I appreciate it, man. Well, that's gonna do it, guys. I already packed up, so usually I got the gun and ammo and whatnot for the ending, but I already packed everything up. But appreciate you watching. Like I said, check out that other video if you want. It's in the 410 playlist on the channel. I got a few other 410 videos in there as well, obviously, because I made a playlist of it. If you want to get yourself one of these gongs, link in the description. Chrono, bag, a bunch of the stuff I use in the video, links in the description for that. So if you want to get anything you see in the video, go ahead and check those links out. But I want to thank you for stopping by and watching. Appreciate it as always, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one.